Do you wish that there was something out there that could track your sleep so that you could get a better night's rest every single night? Well, there actually is something out there like that. It's called an Aura ring. It's this small little ring that you put on at night when you sleep with, and in the morning you can check the app for your statistics as to how you slept. It tracks everything such as how long you slept for, the quality of your sleep, as well as your stress levels, even your body temperature. Sounds great, right? Well, not really. Let me explain. Let's say one morning your alarm goes off and you wake up feeling tired and you check the app and indeed you got one less hour of deep sleep and your stress levels are high. What happens now? Do you just get back in bed and get that 1 hour back? Do you just call it a day and call it a rest day? Obviously not, right? You have a life and you need to get things done. But now that you have the knowledge that your stress levels are high, you are going to become stressed just thinking about your stress. When you're at work or you're doing a physical activity, now you're not going to push yourself as hard because you feel like you've gotten one less hour of sleep. And let's say this happens 2 nights in a row and you wake up finding the same thing. This is going to cause a very detrimental and disgusting cycle. If anything, this new piece of technology just added more stress to your life because it's another thing you have to worry about. And this concept that I'm explaining is the same for trying to be constantly happy and positive. By trying to be positive and happy all the time, which is one, not possible, let's say that you feel other real and legitimate emotions, you are going to shit on yourself for feeling this way. These emotions such as anger, stress, insecurity, whatever it might be, are legitimate emotions that, if they are anything, are very important to you because they're an indication that you are doing something wrong. And when you try to be positive and happy all the time, you ignore these warning signs and instead you just try to change your mindset mentally. But deep down, because you know that this is impossible, you end up causing more depression, more anger, and more resentment into your life for even trying something like this. You need to understand that growth only comes from suffering and hardship. If you don't feel like you're growing much, take a look at your daily life and see how much you are growing on a daily basis. Are you putting yourself out there? Are you putting yourself in difficult situations, taking yourself out of your comfort zone? If you answered no to any of these questions, it can explain exactly why you are stagnating. And another issue with this is that being positive and happy are both emotions, and emotions are fleeting. You are not always going to feel motivated. You are not always going to feel good. If you're always waiting to feel good to do something, that might just be a third of the days that you are on earth. What about all the times that you don't feel good, you feel stressed and you feel angry? What if you learn how to use those same negative emotions onto your own side to get you to where you want to be? I've mentioned this in a previous video before, but Kobe Bryant talks about this in his documentary. A lot of the times when he had to get up and work out and do the same things day in and day out, he would use anger, rage, and resentment from losing the championship the last season, bringing up stuff from his childhood, whatever it might be, whatever it took to get him to get out of bed, he would use those emotions. So something that is so incredibly useful, you are just pushing away when it can actually be used to get to where you want to go. In my own life, I've procrastinated starting a YouTube channel for so long. One, because I didn't have anything really to talk about, mainly because I wasn't putting myself out there in real life. I wasn't taking chances. I wasn't putting myself out there, out of my comfort zone, trying new things. So because of that, I didn't have anything to talk about. But the second thing was that I was just afraid of being on camera. I was afraid of being judged. I was afraid of people finding out about this and making fun of me. But if you just fast forward a year, I'm nearly at 1,000 subscribers. By the way, subscribe right now, because if you don't, I will give you a reason to not be positive and happy anymore. And I've mentioned this before, that it's super important to be grateful and to be appreciative of things in your life and to just be in an overall positive state. But the thing is if you're always feeling like this at the same time, you won't actually understand what it is to appreciate something. It's only when something happens, a negative situation happens, that thing that you take for granted is actually removed from your life, that you can actually be appreciative for it. I don't know why it is that we're designed like this, but it's just kind of how it is. It's the yin and the yang. You need both sides of the equilibrium to balance each other out. My actionable tip is this: the next time you're going through something difficult, you're just really going through it, rather than just trying to escape, trying to fix it, trying to distract yourself, sit there for just a few moments. Feel these emotions. Feel everything. Embrace it for just a few moments. And I need you to realize that this is a perfectly normal reaction to have. If anything, this is an opportunity right now for you to grow. When you ask God to give you something or to get you somewhere, He doesn't actually give you that thing. He instead gives you a test that you must then overcome if you want to get to that thing. If you ask God for patience, He's going to give you many trials and tribulations that test your patience every single day. You're not going to just wake up feeling patient one day. It's going to come through facing these battles day in and day out and winning them before you actually get patience. If you ask God for a better life, He is going to give you opportunities that you must find, that you must then take and work with to get to where you want to be. Anything you ask for is going to come through a test first. So the next time you feel those emotions, think of it as your ticket and your chance to get to where you want to be. And now the second part of all of this is that you need to realize that emotions are fleeting. Good emotions as well as bad emotions do not stay forever. Think about it. When's the last time you were happy for 7 days straight? Think about it when you were sad for the last 7 days straight. It's usually somewhere in between, a little bit of both. So don't overly fixate on either of these emotions too much because it just doesn't make sense to. They're gonna go and they're gonna come and you still need to do what you need to do. Stop trying to change and fix and to hold on to things so deeply into your life. Or as Travis Scott would say, stop trying to be God. But lastly, as I've just mentioned in other videos, as well as just kind of what I'm doing, I think raw action is the best. Find those areas in your life that you need to work on, but you know you're avoiding, because the magic that you are looking for is in the work that you're avoiding. And day by day, step by step, and brick by brick, that's how you will eventually become happy. As always, I wish you all the utmost success because there's plenty for all of us. Mwah.